Sincere condolences to the family of Patrick Lyoya, who is grieving the death of a son, a father, and brother. And this is also a very difficult time for the members of our police department and the officers specifically as they process this very regrettable event in which a life has to be taken in enforcement of the law.
And given the history of our country, when a life, particularly the life of a black man, is lost during an interaction with law enforcement, there's a great deal of emotion, frustration, and anger. As an oversight professional, it is important that I review, monitor, and audit all investigations impartially based on law and policy, and I will do that. However, that does not remove my humanity or empathy, and as such, I grieve with our community.
Am I planning on naming the officer? And usually, over the past few days, that question has been framed, and if this was anybody but a police officer, you would have said the name. And I'm going to treat the officer like I would anybody else. We don't name suspects. If the officer is charged with a crime, we will name him at that time. But the short answer is no, I'm not going to be naming the officer.
Are the actions taken by this officer in accordance with Grand Rapids Police Use of Force policy?
That's a great question, and one that we will definitely come to an answer with. However, I'm not running the investigation. This is the video of the information that I have, but there's an entire investigation being conducted by the Michigan State Police, which I do not have access to by design for conflict of interest. I will not make a policy decision, nor will I come to a conclusion of criminal law at this time. As soon as that investigation is completed and handed over to my agency, we will come to those conclusions. So just to be clear again, the reason that we're having this today is this is transparency about the use of force incident. I want to be as transparent as possible. There's a lot of factors. There's what happened before, how the stop, how did why the foot pursuit. There's what happens after, when CPR was started. I've been asking about that. How long did the body stay on scene? So there's a range of questions. I don't have all those answers because this is not a Grand Rapids Police Department investigation. What I wanted to do today was provide to you the basic information that I have in the spirit of transparency on the use of force incident itself.
It shows what the family saw, but it also shows you some more information because you have so many cameras. From talking to the family, it seemed like they had saw one version of this. Now you get a chance to see 3 or 4 different versions of this. So it's still very close to what the family said because the knee does go on the back, the gun goes to the back of the head, he pulls the trigger. And I believe that America is going to say there's a lot of other things that could have happened. And the fact that calling back up, if he felt he was not big enough to bring this person down, calling back up, having another agency, East Grand Rapids Police Department, get there before the Grand Rapids Police Department, that also assists in this escalating instead of being de-escalated.